Hey, Gavox here. So today we got the top 5 players at each position video. We're gonna rank them. We're gonna jank them, yank them, blank them. Okay, we're not gonna do any of that except for rank them. So let's go through position by position. Now, depending on how long this video, how long I ramble with each player, it's gonna be either just offense or offense and defense, but let's get to it. We might have a second part, defense, later. Let's jump right into quarterbacks. No advertisements today because Rock Bottom got their website taken down by a competitor, DMCA striking them. So we're not, they said just chill on the advertisements for a couple days. So quarterbacks, that sucks. But let's start at number 5. Okay, number 5, we're going to show you. There it is, popped up perfectly. Right here. Now, the quarterback situation, it doesn't matter who you have, you're going to get sold, right? By sold, I mean they're going to miss passes. They're going to frustrate you. But there are some that are definitely better than others and, you know, make players better than others. And a lot of this, you know, a lot of the quarterback position does depend on archetype and abilities. And I'd say it's probably the most ability-dependent position in the game of Madden 22. And that's saying a lot because abilities matter for, you know, basically every position. Now, some positions play better than others without them, but here it is, quarterback. Let's go through number 5. All right, number 5 on the list. This one very well could be of multiple different players. I put Johnny Unitas here, and I feel like a lot of people seem to have forgot about Johnny Unitas. That, you know, he is an actual card in this game. So with that said, Johnny U, what is special about him? He does get set feet lead. 80 speed is solid. I did not like his release, right? This guy would be a higher up on the chart if his release was better. It is a little slow. There's a few slow releases that you'll see. Actually, no, that's the, yeah, there's another guy left off for a slow release that we'll get to, that people might be shocked by. But overall, solid throwing power. You see most quarterbacks right now sitting around that high 80s, low 90s, and, you know, you can power them up to 90 overall right there. Accuracies are all fine, but yeah, really, really, decent mobility, but it is, you know, it's the release that dooms Johnny U to where he's at. So even though he's nice, even though you can win a lot of games with them, it's just not worth it. All right. Number 4, Josh Allen. Now, he does have a solid release. He's a strong arm quarterback. He is like more like, it's kind of crazy. He's more like out of the budget variety. But the reason why Allen is here is because of the 77 speed is nice. Strong arm means, so I guess I got to go to that one. Strong arm means you will get set feet lead right now. You have to get the 90 overall with a strong arm to get gunslinger. And there's no gunslingers currently in the game, which, you know, it's not that bad of a thing because offense is already pretty easy. So getting in like the most powerful throwing ability this early, it's kind of like, you know, set feet lead's kind of close to it, but it isn't the same. So Josh Allen's here, great as a budget option. A lot of players were running him early in the year before some of the guys higher on the list came out. Number 3, this one came out with the official game launch, Trevor Lawrence. So T-Law, you're like, whoa, T-Law, huh? This is pretty solid, right? Free card if you did him last year. Trevor Lawrence, same thing, high 70s speed, so he's got some decent mobility. Obviously not super speed, but it is going to pick you up some first downs when you're outside the pocket. If they're rushing only a few players, just escape and run down the field. Again, high 80s throw power. The accuracies are all in the 80s too. So overall, just, you know, a quality quarterback that you can put set feet lead on and kind of do what you need to do with him, and his release isn't bad at all. Tall too, so he's not going to doink your lineman as much as some of the maybe shorter guys or height challenge. I don't know what I refer to them lovingly as. All right, now number 2, this card, Vince Young, and I had a hard time deciding between number 1 and number 2, and we'll talk about the guys I left off in a second. But Vince Young, only when he's powered up. 89 Vince Young is trash. 90 Vince Young with Escape Artist is an absolute nightmare to deal with out there. If you go against a player that's like rolling out the pocket most every play, that's scrambling a lot, you understand the frustration, right? Especially with the tight end delay fades, like the PA boot over, you really can't contain them. They could just, like, you know, fake out your contains and still roll out the pocket. Then the delay fade, and if you don't have like a spy on it, then you got to man up the delay fade. Unless you're on current gen, then I heard it's still bugged. So overall, Vince Young, and especially with the RPO glitch stuff that's happening right now, if you subscribe to my second channel, which I highly recommend you guys do, go take a look at my video. I think it's a couple videos back where I say I'm running the most toxic offense, the Jerry Rice video in the game. So Vince Young here, power up. Again, high throw power, but he doesn't have set feet lead. If we have like a gunslinger or escape artist quarterback right now, shut the game off. It's over. The game's ruined. So hopefully they can end up patching a lot of that RPO nonsense that's happening currently in the game. All right, number 1. I don't know if you guys are going to disagree or agree, but I think it's Daniel Jones, right? Why is it Daniel Jones? Because like 85 speed, it's almost like he has built-in escape artist with 85 speed, right? 89 throw power, so basically the same as almost all the rest of them. Power him up, you can do that too. He's a field general, like we talked about. Set feet lead, inside deadeye on him, which basically makes all your passes accurate. I know if you high point or low point, it will not take into effect the inside deadeye, so you still will miss passes, right? Daniel Jones has sold me on 4th downs before. He sold me in the end zone before. That is still there. He's still Danny Dimes, Danny Nichols to a T, because like I said, it doesn't matter who you got out there. They're gonna miss passes because when EA wants you to lose, they'll make you lose. So with that said, though, this gives you the best chance of winning. I feel like in a lot of passing-based offense, you see a lot of bunches out there, and I think you see most people. I think all the comp dudes ran Daniel Jones, and you see him basically most online for a good reason. So Daniel Jones, number 1. Now a lot of people are like, "Whoa, why did you leave off Stafford?" Dude, I hated Stafford's release. I get it, strong arm. If Stafford was an 89, he'd get power up gunslinger. I'd probably be running him right now. But he doesn't, so he is not on the squad. Right? The release is brutal. The long release in Stafford, brutally bad. Russell Wilson, same way, doesn't get escape artist, so I don't love him. Leinert's way too slow as a field general. Mahomes doesn't get any good abilities as an improviser. Lamar Jackson doesn't get escape artist as an improviser until he gets to 90 overall. Wild they don't have him as a scrambler archetype, but I guess better for the health of the game that he doesn't get escape artist right away, because, like I said, that'd be brutal. Trey Lance, I see some people running with him. He can win games, but that's all I want to talk about Trey Lance about. All right. That's it. Next up on the list will be running backs for top 5 players. And again, if you want to see any of these guys in action, my second channel basically has a video on every single one of these players. So just go there and then click on the one with their card thumbnail in the thumbnail. All right, so top 5. Let's take a look. Number 5. Might anger some brownies, but Nick Chubb. I didn't like the way this card ran, right? Like, it says he's a power back, right? He's a power back, but he's only 227. And you guys have heard me wax poet about how much I really need weight this year, right? Derrick Henry on next gen. If you don't understand the power of weight, run yourself with Derrick Henry, or have somebody else run with Derrick Henry against you that knows how to utilize that forward momentum that he brings. So as a north-south runner, right? Bad agility, bad change of direction. He doesn't have the power and the oomph behind his trucks. He'll get hit stick and he'll fall to the ground. Cam Chancellor will destroy this dude. And so he doesn't have the overwhelming speed. It's really good speed, don't get me wrong. It's really good. If you're on a Browns team boosted even higher, that's cool. But it's just not worth the coin amount, right? He's like 570 right now. And you know what? I think he's a top end back. I just don't, even at number 5, I feel like it's kind of like easily replaceable. Number 4. I'm gonna go Saquads. Saquads, and I think number 4 and 3 are replaceable to me, in my opinion. Like, if you said one or the other, I'd believe you. Well, let me tell you who number 3 is. LaDainian Tomlinson's number 3 for me. I'll just write him down right now. Okay, I'll put him on the list. You guys aren't gonna see it until I flash back over. But LaDainian Tomlinson and Barkley, right? You see them very close to each other. LaDainian's got +1 speed, and if you ever run in a Giants theme team, then Saquon, run with him, the better back, okay? But Saquon and LaDainian, very similar, both elusive type backs, same archetypes, break tackle, catching 73. They can catch the ball, but they're not gonna go out there and spec a lot of people. I'm not saying they can, because it's Madden 22 and specs happen. Carrying 86, so overall a well-balanced back, runs nice. Same thing with LaDainian Tomlinson, runs nice. Like the +1 speed really helps, acceleration, agility. So overall, both great cards. You really can't go wrong with either one, and both ones will get you a lot of yards. All right, number 2, and this is a tough one. This actually was tough because I didn't know whether to go with the pure power. It really depends on how you play. Derrick Henry, I'm gonna go at number 2. From the launch of this game to even right now, 247, it makes itself felt. It's very hard to tackle this guy, with the exception, even D lineman will get arm tackles and he'll break through it. But any guy, if he breaks into the second level, he's falling forward. The only way you're stopping this guy and not letting him fall forward is if you deliver 2 tacklers to the ball at once. All right, this has caused more rage and frustration than I think any other card I faced against. I like Vince Young, I guess, is the only other one that I've been like, what the heck? This escape artist is trash. I hate it. And Derrick Henry's the same way. And so when they run Vince Young, Derrick Henry, and they just like check it down to him every play, and then he trucks one of your safeties. It has a random auto broken tackle, right, with his 88 break tackle. Auto broken tackle, but against a corner. And then he's scampering down the sidelines until you catch him 30 yards, 40 yards downfield. And you can do it because the 86 speed isn't tremendous right now. But yeah, I hate going against that card. But I will say, using the card, I think Reggie Bush is the best. I think Reggie Bush is number one for me. I think it's I think the power level, like I talked about, of throwing the ball to the running back, especially with the backfield master. Like, you can't man him up. You can't put purples there because they'll just throw it near the sidelines, because purples don't always play the sidelines. They don't squeeze the sidelines. They go back to the middle of the field. And if you go hard flats, the hard flats play the hard sideline, so they just throw it before they get to the hard flat zone, and they run out with Reggie Bush anyways. Like that the running back in and out routes are the most powerful routes in the game this year. And outside of usering, I don't know how to stop them. Right? Pressure, and hopefully you can use them for a second until they pass off to the purples, and hopefully pressure gets home before they pass the purples. That's the only defense I know of for in and outs for running backs. Like, people will literally throw that route all game long, and I don't know. It's an effective offense, and I hate it. They'll pop you with a post pattern if you really commit the full thing to that. So overall, Reggie Bush, speed at 90. You obviously power him up, of course, to get more. The theme teams, he's on a bunch of them, right? Bills, Niners, Lions, Dolphins, Saints. A lot of people are running Niners and Lions, of course. Niners look at a bunch more legends, so you see a bunch of Niners theme teams this year. Again, because it's just not well balanced, because they've had a lot of superstars through their career. There it is. There's my running backs. It's a running game, man. It's a running game. Not a lot of people realize this. Like, under center, it's a running game. If they end up boosting zones, man, I hope they don't. I hate running games. Wide receiver. All right, let's go. 5-1. We got wide receiver. Ooh, unless you can shoot gaps, bro. All right, number 5 at wide receiver will also be tied for the highest overall wide receiver, right? Julio Jones. Why? It's speed. 88 speed. It's cool. He's got a big body. He's 6'3", 220 at wide receiver. He's got a lot of green stats here, which means solid at his position. But the fact that he's only got 88 for a lot of guys, like hitting 91, 92 now for some of them, I just can't put him higher than 5. And even 5, it's very comparable to the Brandon Marshalls. It's very comparable to Roy Williams there too, because of they got like incredible run block too. So like Julio's solid. Like, if you have a run blocking offense or a running offense, Julio's a wide receiver. Those guys that I just mentioned, they got really good run block too. Those are great players to have out on the field for you for that kind of offense. So Julio is an all-down type of wide receiver, and that can't really go overlooked. I did need to mention that. This one you cannot have out there to run block for you, but Joey Galloway's just fast, right? I mean, and especially if you get him on a theme team, a lot of people running Bucks theme team with him right now. You could also run Seahawks, the Boys, Patriots, I guess they titled it what they were in 2010. The football team is what they're known as now. Joey Galloway, it's Galloway, not Callaway, or the other way around, is fast, right? He's not tall though, 5'10", 197, so don't try and spec catch too much of that. I have caught some spec catches with him, to be fair. I've boxed a guy out with 5'11", 197 and caught it. I remember once specifically, but overall, that's it. He moves fast. That's what he does, right? He's basically a Tyreek clone. I could have put Tyreek here instead of Galloway. I decided to go Galloway over Tyreek just because I felt frosty, I guess. So Tyreek, Galloway, same thing. Number 3 for me is going to be Hester. Maybe I'll put /Hill. Hester at number 3, okay? Why? Same thing as Galloway. He's going to be 1 speed slower once you got him popped up. But the thing about Hester, though, is his archetype. It's a route runner. And the route runner's got the best archetype in the entire game. You could go with your ins and your outs. Those running, mid in, mid out, short in, short out. Short in on the slot is kind of like a glitch, as you're gonna get a lot of good separation. You don't see a lot of people. Current gen, you'll see a lot of people running man coverage, so that stuff's more needed. Route tech on this guy is very cheap. Here's theme teams again: Seahawks, Ravens, Falcons. Solid theme teams. Not a great run blocker, but again, 90 speed with the ability to go with route tech. Devin Hester, and especially if you're level 50, it's free. Makes it a really nice card. So that's why I got him at number 3, but if you want to put him lower because Galloway's one more speed, then, you know, that's on you. Number 2, Megatron. I think height matters this year. I really do. Megatron is absolutely killed. And it's weird that he got 90 speed like Jerry Rice got 92, right? Releasing basically was a day or two after. But Megatron right here, 91 overall, 90 speed. 6'5", 236. It is kind of crazy. The only reason they gave him 90 speed instead of like 92 is to try and better balance the game, right? It's unrealistic. Megatron was something that the NFL hasn't seen up until that point and since then. That kind of height, that kind of speed, this kind of catching hands, it was just, you know, more than generational, I'd say, right? The only one close to him is Moss, but Moss is at 236. Moss is 6'4". So, like, a generational type wide receiver here at 6'5". And, you know, EA had to balance him. And so they did. So he's not, like, mega powerful as he would as if he got his more realistic speed, like, you know, how they gave Jerry 92, if they gave him the 92. But overall, just, it's Megatron, man. High point passes. I tried red zone threat and it sucked. I don't know. Some people really swear by red zone threat. But I had red zone threat on him, one-on-one coverage. Twice I put the ball in his hands, and twice he dropped it. I don't get how that worked, but animations, right? All right, so he's number 2. Number 1, I don't even think it's close. Like a route running archetype Jerry Rice. It's not even close, dudes. Jerry Rice is incredible. Like, just stop what you're doing and get yourself a Jerry Rice as you can. This is gonna be a hard one to top for a little bit. Or maybe EA juices it and gives us easy cards to compete with him. But he's going to be in a lot of squads for a long time. I mean, I like that they respected the greatest player of all time. And they did it the only way they could, but it's by giving him juiced speed. But yeah, this card is, as the kids say, cracked. Okay, tight end. I got nothing else to say about Jerry. He's incredible. Oh, whoops. Oh, you're not with me. All right, tight end. Number 5 on the list. Gerald Everett. Gerald Everett is number 5 on the list. Why is that? 86 speed, 74 run block. He's 6'3", which isn't near what a lot of the other tight ends are at. So he isn't like the tallest dude. 6'3" is like, it's decent height. I mean, it's not like 5'6" or something at tight end, but 86 speed. Very nice. 245. He can really truck over and break tackles of like corners out there. If you do, a lot of people throw a lot of flat routes to tight ends, then rack it. You see that Kittle's like, we'll talk about Kittle in a second, but same way with this guy, right? Big, thick dudes that they just try, like, they just do that arm tackle animation. You just run right through him. So overall, a very solid wide receiver at tight end with the speed. He doesn't have the route running, but he can catch the ball nicely with 87, 85 catching traffic and spec catch at this time of year. All right, next up on the list, number 4 will be something that I believe the difference between number 4 and number 1 isn't as different as between number 4 and number 5. I think Kyle Pitts, like if you have any of the top 4 on your team, you're doing well. Kyle Pitts, 88 speed, is really a matchup nightmare, right? 6'6", 245. He's tall, he's fast. This guy has caused a lot of nightmares for me and against me. Again, the route running isn't insane. Decent catching attributes. After the catch, you know, it's, you know, what it is what it is. 71, 73. Juking and spinning, not great. You'll probably just try and like truck them or air truck them with Pitts there at 245. So Pitts, fast and big. Gotta love to see that. Oop, wrong screen. Number 3 will be somebody even taller. Jimmy Graham. This is a tough decision between Jimmy Graham and Pitts. Jimmy Graham's got an inch, but Pitts has one more speed than him. So 6'7", 265 for Graham with 87 speed. Now you can power this card up. You couldn't with Pitts, so you technically can match the speed of Pitts with Graham with the power up. Plus he's got a bunch of theme teams right here that you can put him on. Seahawks, you know, like I talked about, a lot of, you know, at Hester, there's been a few cards for the Seahawks that people will probably run with. So overall, just a tight end that is very hard to stop, I guess. But the thing is, you know, the route runnings again aren't incredible. We don't see anything near 90, so he doesn't get those sharper breaks there. The crossing routes aren't going to be glitchy against man coverage, but you don't see a lot of man anymore. It's just the nice deep crossing patterns. If you have like, you can't put 10 in Apprentice, I don't want you to power him up. So the nice deep crossing patterns happen at 90 medium route running instead of 89, where we see a lot of guys at and under. There it is, Jimmy Graham. I really did enjoy my time with Jimmy Graham. Okay, next tight end will be the guy I mentioned previously, George Kittle. The only reason George Kittle's here over like the other ones is after catching the ball, right? After catching the ball, I don't know how to tackle this guy. 87 truck, 88 break tackle at 250, 6'4". He's Derrick Henry after the catch in the open field. And like basically the guys you got to stop mark are corners. And if you got your Camp Chancellor, your Mutt Master, you get a little bit better chance. But I've seen more dudes bounce off this guy than the trampoline park down the road. Okay? Like, this guy is wild. You can get tight end apprentice. You can do all that good, fun stuff. That's all I got to say about Kittle. Monster. Tight end flat routes to Kittle's like 10 yards. Maybe more if they get like some glitchy missed tackles. Like, you know, when you guys all crumple around each other. Number one, though, I think you see him. Darren Waller, right? I had Jimmy Graham. I've had these guys. I don't have Kittle. I'm not level 50 yet, but I've had most of the other ones, and I had Graham, but I went back to Waller, right? Graham does got 1 inch on Waller. I do have Waller powered up, so he's 1 speed faster than my powered up Graham. But there's something about Waller. I don't know. He just feels like I'm more comfortable throwing him the ball than Graham. I don't get it, but I just felt like he was better for me. Maybe it was the look good, play good, the fancy artwork. But this Waller card, I liked it. The problem with Waller, though, you can't get him up to 90 medium route running without a special strategy card. I have strategy as a wide receiver, obviously. I could get it up if I went with a tight end strategy card for medium route running. I could find one of them, but I think the speed on wide receivers is more important. So he doesn't have the 90 medium route running, which really does kind of hurt the card. But overall, fastest, good catching, short route running. He doesn't have the medium or deep, sadly, but Waller, man. This guy, really expensive, but I think he's the best for a reason. All right, this video's gone on long enough. We will have a part 2 out later. There is the offense, top 5 at each position. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. But until we meet again, please like, please subscribe. We're going for 100K this year. We're going to make it, boys. We're all going to make it. All right? So, thanks for watching. Call to action. I'll see you tomorrow.